about their different professions so that you understand and are able to select what you'd like to do after getting some information on what they do. Okay? Being a doctor is good. It sounds prestigious, but you have to be passionate about it. You have to have the passion. Just like any other profession, you must have the passion for the, and that is why I'm requesting the head teacher to invite professionals to speak to you about their different professions so that you decide whether really that is what you want to do in future or not. Sit down to read the textbooks, and you had to read very big volumes and read for long hours. So it is about resilience and hard work. So I encourage all of you to develop resilience. When I say resilience, do you understand? The young ones, do you understand what resilience is? Sorry? Staying focused and determined to work for what you want to get in life. Okay? So you have to work hard, and you have to stay focused and to stay disciplined, keeping your eyes on the future goal of where you want to go, so you work for it. Okay? So the success factors have been hard work, discipline, resilience, but also the environment. Okay? Miss Claire, when I came in and asked the first question, you saw that the responses were not forthcoming. We need to build confidence in our children. Okay? I asked, what classes are you? And they're just mamas in the room. They're not really answering. So students, I want you to develop confidence, okay? And get rid of fear. Nobody is going to beat you up. Do they beat you here at school? Are you beaten? Yes. Miss Claire, do you beat them? Yes? Rarely. Okay, so they beat you sometimes when you do wrong things? Okay, but what I'm trying to say is, you have to develop confidence, okay? One thing that keeps you going is confidence. If tomorrow you leave this place, you're in P4, and you want to go to another school, and they take you through and you're looking down, they will not give you that admission, will they? They will not give it to you, okay? I want to thank the two ladies who came. One came from here, where they please stand up, and one came from here. When I said, please give me topics to talk about, they came up, stand up for recognition, the two ladies. Yes, those two. Can you clap for them? And I said, speak out loud, and they couldn't. Yet they're the senior people at school. I want to encourage you. Develop what? What? And they even challenge the teachers, don't they? Miss Claire, do your students ever challenge you here? Some. When they come to class, they have already read up. They know more about the topic. They have come to class to only confirm what they have read. Okay? And that is a sign of, okay? And sometimes that is an indicator of you hiding something behind, that lack of confidence. Okay? Somebody said they want to fight corruption. They want to become lawyers because they want to fight corruption, or statistician because she wants to fight corruption. So if you go to an interview and you're speaking the way you have been speaking, stick and they would beat us. So that was my biggest challenge. And that beating kind of influenced my self-esteem, and it's made me develop a lot of fear, especially for the teachers. So I really, really feared the teachers because I didn't want to be beaten. I was a very good girl. I used not to disturb, but sometimes the teachers would beat the whole class. Whether you have done it or not, they beat you up. So to answer your question, yes, that was the challenge, one of the big challenges. I was fortunate enough that my parents were able to pay my fees and provide for me everything that I needed. So the second question, I think I have answered. They were able to give me everything I needed and to give me the guidance, and that helped me sail through. Have I answered all your questions? Okay. Next question.
You say that when you want to become a professional, if I want to take your profession,
Put your microphone.
I can read a lot of books. Which books should I read?
Okay. What class are you?
Senior 1.
Senior 1. Senior 1, you have to read all the books because you're doing how many subjects?
12.
12 subjects. So you have to ensure that you make a timetable, okay? You follow the timetable of the class. When the teacher comes in, you follow the timetable that the teacher has given you. But outside, when the teacher has gone out of class, you should have your own personal reading timetable. Do you have that? Yes, you have to have your own personal reading timetable and follow it to the dot. Be in the right place at the right time. When it's time for prep, going to class to read, follow the timetable that you have made so that you're able to read all the subjects that you're supposed to read in your class. Each one should have a time slot on your timetable. Okay? All right. Next question.
I wanted to know how we can self-control our souls.
How you can?
Self-control.
Okay, in terms of what?
Like, now if we are here, and now someone needs like someone to control our soul. Like, you're going to do this, but you need someone to control you about that.
Okay, so she's asking how she should control herself and needing somebody to control her. I think we should all develop self-control, okay? The principles in life, self-control is very, very important, okay? Don't wait for somebody else to control you, okay? Of course, you have to follow the school rules. Those ones control you. You have to follow what the teachers tell you. You have to follow the timetables that the teachers have given you. But you must have self-control to know that you should follow what the school rules tell you to do, and you should follow what the teachers tell you to do. That is still self-control, because the teachers might give you a timetable. If you don't have self-control, you will not follow that timetable, okay? So you must have that self-control and discipline. Discipline is one of the greatest virtues that you can develop, okay? To help you to help you through your studies and your future. You must be disciplined, okay? Sticking to the time, keeping time, sticking to what you should do at the right time, and sticking to the school rules and regulations. Because in life, there will always be rules and regulations. Even when you leave schools, there are national laws that you have to follow. There are traffic rules. There are rules in whichever building you enter. You know? So you must ensure that you learn to follow rules and regulations wherever you go. And that is part of self-control. Next question.
I want to know about your friendship life and how you would solve problems between you and your friend, and how you started becoming friends and what you considered about her that was good for you to be your friend.
Okay. My friend, which friends? Girlfriends or boyfriends? Both.
Girlfriends.
Girlfriends. And somebody else is shouting boyfriends. Who wants to know about boyfriends? Come and ask the question. Okay? Yes, how do you decide which friends? Okay? They say birds of the same feather flock together. Okay? So, one thing you should know is that when you're choosing friends, don't just choose friends just like that. Okay? But also, you must know that you should be friendly to everybody. Okay? You should be what? Learn to be friendly to everybody. But when you're choosing your closest friends, choose friends knowing you're going to learn something from them, and friends who are not going to influence you to do things that are not considered right. Okay? The person who asked about self-control. If you're going to get friends who are telling you to go against school rules, run out of school when it's time to go to class, escape from school, those are not good friends. So choose friends depending on their mannerisms, their behavior. If you see somebody is not behaving well, that is not a very good person to be your friends. You'll be friendly to them, but don't be very close friends with them because they might influence you negatively. But you can also reach out to them to give them advice, to tell them, you know what, the behavior you're taking up is not very good behavior. You know, you need to change. So when you're choosing friends, first of all, know the person's values in life. If it's somebody who is outrightly badly behaved, you really do not want that person to be your close friend, because at the end of the day, you're going to be influenced and you're going to be birds of the same feather. Okay? So choose friends who you can learn from, friends who are well behaved, friends who make you happy, but also make sure that you reach out to those who are not behaving well to give them your peace of mind, to tell them what they are doing badly, and to correct their behavior. I hope I have answered your question. Next question.
So mainly I wanted to ask, you said like for us to boost our confidence, we should participate like in voluntary activities. So I wanted to know like how can I balance my academics with the voluntary activities that I participate in?
Okay. So life is not only about academics, okay? You might score 100% in all subjects, but if you don't know public speaking, you'll still lose out, okay? If you're scoring 100%, but you're not participating in sports and other activities, you're not talking to your friends, you don't have friends, you keep to yourself, you isolate yourself, you might end up in a depression. You know depression? You might end up in a state where you're isolating yourself, you're feeling sad, you're crying, eventually you fall sick with what we call depression, and what follows is not very good. So you have to learn to balance your academics and extracurricular activities, okay? You have to learn to participate in sports. You have to learn to do some physical workout. You have to learn to do some kind of self-reflection, meditation, and to give yourselves self-love, what we call self-love, because it is about you, the individual. If you don't love yourself, it is unlikely that you're going to love other people. So start by loving yourself. Start by caring for your body, ensuring that you bathe well. Morning and evening, you bathe, you look after your body very well. Okay? When you bathe, ensure you bathe very well. If you have access to a deodorant, ensure that you use a deodorant. Do you know what a deodorant is? How many people use deodorants in the room? Put up your hands. Okay, so those of you who are not using deodorants, if you can access it, if you have some money, please buy a deodorant, especially those who have reached puberty, because the deodorant helps you to prevent the bad smell in the armpits, okay? Because we are all active. When we play, when we run, we sweat, and that sweat can smell, okay? But bottom line is for you to first know that you need to bathe well with soap and water, at least minimum twice a day, morning and evening, okay? Then go to class and participate in other activities. Go and play after class. When it's time for sports, participate actively in the sports. Okay? Take a walk around the school when it is time for you to have other activities, sports activities. Don't only concentrate on reading books. Because if you read books all the time, your brain is also going to get clogged. You're going to get a brain block. Okay? Your brain needs to relax by looking at nature, walking around, playing football, netball, and all those other games, and looking after your body to be able to grow up well. Next question.
Me, I love very smart, so I wanted to ask, how do we look elegant and very smart as ladies?
Okay. How do you look? Thank you for the compliment that I'm smart. How do we look elegant and smart as ladies? So, one, of course you have to work hard. Okay? Work hard to be able to get for yourself what you need to wear. Okay? And ladies, we like to wear good things. So if you want to get the good things, there is no shortcut. You have to work hard. Now you're in school, it starts in school. Work hard in school. But also, with the clothes that you have, ensure that you wash them very well. Keep your clothes clean. Keep your clothes well ironed, neat, okay? Look after your body. Your hair should be well combed. If it is short hair, you want to cut it well. If it is long hair and the school allows you to plait, make sure you plait it well. Keep it neat, okay? And wash it. If you don't wash it, you're going to get lice, okay? So your uniform should be clean and smart. It should not have torn patches, you know? For example, your shirt has buttons at the front, but I see they are all open. It is like this. So if the shirt has buttons, button up properly so that you look smart, okay? I hope I have answered your question. But if you want to get fancy clothes, you have to work very hard, okay? Nobody is going to give them to you, and especially the girls, because you like good things. Don't expect that, yes, I'm going to get out of school and somebody is going to buy me these clothes, or a man or boyfriend will buy me the clothes. No, you have to work and get the things for yourself. Always aim to work and be able to maintain and buy the good things that you want. Do not look at somebody else buying them for you, okay? So the bottom line is working hard and staying focused. Next.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I want to ask about success. We have had very many speakers, and they always tell us and talk to us about success, how we should be hardworking, persistent in everything we do, how we should have discipline for most aspects. So my question is, most people paint success as something that is very easy to attain. But we are living in Uganda, a society where we have very many pulling forces, and for you to attain the success that we all dream of as children, you have to have very many other factors influencing that success. For example, you maybe need to have to come from a family that is influential to some point, or maybe have people, you know, connections. So my question is, very many people here, you ask the senior six, they all told you what they want to become. But we are facing very many challenges of finding that our dreams are oppressed, that even when we have dreams, some of us have given up on dreaming because success has become something that we only see from people who come to talk to us, but it's not in our reach. So the question is, most of us are intelligent and maybe can really do become successful doctors, lawyers, successful people. But the problem is, how are we going to attain the success? Because in Uganda, it is all about who do you know, what influence do you have, and maybe what impact do you have. Even when you have the impact, we have other people who are going to outshadow you because you're not known.
Okay, thank you very much for that great question. Give her a big hand clap. That's a great question. But I want to assure you, what's your name? Sorry? Tina Christine Mbabazi. Tina, I want to assure you that with hard work, as I started, you can still get the success that you need. Hard work, focus, and discipline. You can get the success that you need. The mere fact that you're here in this school, your parents or guardians are able to sustain you here in the school. Not so? You have good teachers here. Okay? Now, the teachers are giving you the information you need. All you need to do is to work hard, to read and ensure that you excel in your education here at school. The rest of the factors that you're talking about that you might be thinking about in the country are after the stage where you are at. So first things first. Accomplish the stage where you are at now. Work hard. What class are you? Form 5. Work hard. Go to Form 6, or if you're in S3, work hard, go to S4. Work hard, go to S5, complete your high school, and ensure that you score the points. Work hard to score the points that get you to the institution that you want to go to. And at every level, work hard. I can assure you that there are many factors that might influence your success, but there are also very many factors that might influence your failure in life. Okay? The factors that you talk about that are so many out there in the country might actually influence your path towards failure in life. Because if you concentrate on knowing, oh, I have somebody who will hold my hand and get me a job, that is already a path to failure. You understand? Because you're thinking of somebody giving you a job without you putting in the effort to work hard and understand what the teachers are teaching you and understand what you're studying to score a good points to be able to get that job. So you should work hard to be able to be competitive for a job on your own merit. The other factors should be secondary. At every stage of my life, I don't remember depending on somebody else holding my hand to give me a job. Every stage that I went to, I competed on merit. And I have never had an instance where somebody holds my hand to give me a job. Never. I haven't had it. So if I can be one of your examples where merit actually takes you through life, this is the example you have. Okay? There's a story about how I became the VC. It was public competition. We went through interviews. There was nothing like somebody holding your hand to give you the job. It was on merit. So wherever you go, what I'm trying to tell you is at every level of your life, work hard. Ensure that you understand what that level in your life means and what you need to achieve. Get the merit for that level, and you will propel through to the next level. Ignore all those other factors. If you concentrate on saying, oh, I know my father is the minister, or my brother is the MP, he'll get me a job, that is a path to failure. God forbid, tomorrow, the person you're thinking of giving you a job might pass on. Then what do? What will you do when your papers are all with poor grades, but you were depending on other factors to pick you up and give you the job, and they're all gone? What will you do? So at the end of the day, it is about you as an individual. But also, I started by talking about self-esteem. Once you get out of here and go into the work environment, and these jobs are only given to you on a silver plate, it is still going to affect your self-esteem. Because deep down inside you, you will know you don't qualify, but somebody else offered the job without you having the merit to take it on. And how will you feel about that? How will you feel about that, Mbabas? You'll feel bad. So, my answer to you is hard work, discipline, and focus at every stage. The other success factor that I want you to pick up is mentorship. Mentor here where you are will tell you about the school, will tell you about the different activities,